Hey everybody, welcome to group break number 650. Today we have the other half of the metal case. Hopefully it's the half with the hot box. So, uh, good luck. Here's everyone's teams. Again, alphabetical, team name. There we go. All right, let's get through this. Hopefully we have some fun. Again, this is the other half of the last case. Oh god. I'm opening up box 6 first just because I don't like my handwriting on it. Luke, yes, and then also all of our breaks get uploaded to our YouTube channel, Zephyr Epic Breaks. So you'll also be able to view them there. Oh, I need to hit start break on this guy. There we go, and unpin. Yeah, so trying to get them. I'll try and get it uploaded immediately after the break. That'll be the last break of the day, so it should be okay. But yeah, I might go get dinner first because it'll probably be like 7-ish, 7:30-ish, and I need to figure out dinner. So, and then I'll also need to help put the kid to bed. So. Oh yeah, Nashville's a really good team to get. And like Weisblatt's not bad either. I think he's more of a bottom 6 guy. Oh yeah. Yeah, like pretty reasonable for a full case. They're one of those teams that like I know is priced on the cheap end. You're probably going to get a box worth of content, so I'm just going to rip open all the packs because it's easier to do that. You're probably going to get a box worth of content for it, so... And it's offset by like teams like Montreal, San Jose, and the Islanders being so dang expensive. But yeah. I think Vancouver's like I think they're the same price as Vancouver actually, and like I'd say Vancouver's a somewhat sneaky team, but like the sneakiest team is definitely Nashville. Nice. All right, here we go. This looks like the Makar, Doc, Perek on the premium prospects, and a Schaefer. I'm just gonna end up sleeving the like Schaefers and stuff as we go. The Schaefer and Demi bases. I'll top load them later, but Misa on the premium, Levshinov, Panarin, and Simashev. And Mazer and Gabe Perreault. Jarvis and Easton Cowan. Outer Limits of Jarvis with Brady Martin. Lethal Weapon of Tim Stützle with Tolopilo. Gabe Perreault rave review for the Rangers. Nice little short print Gabe. Yeah, Uvko's going to be an interesting prospect to follow. I don't know what his hobby value is going to end up being, Dickinson. But, oh, nice. Levshinov autograph for Chicago. Man, Chicago in this full case has been nuts. Put that there with a Dorwart. Outer Limits of Zeev with a Howard rookie. Sam Girard for the Avs with the Karen's rookie. Jimmy Snuggerud with a Kudryavtsev rookie. And then Lunar Cycle of Big Brad Marchand with a Callahan rookie. And then a Championship Galaxy of Shea Theodore with a Weisblatt rookie. We are missing a numbered card. Am I missing a numbered card here? Am I missing a numbered card here? I don't think so. This one isn't numbered. Or one of these numbered and I missed it. Ah, it's a Jarvis. Purple. Really hard to tell that that's a purple. Out of 349. Yeah. The direct glare. I can hold the angle better. But yeah, it's... Hang on. Without absolutely removing the light. Why are the lights so bright? Here. You can fix this. Sorry. Yeah. Again, if you ever have any questions about stuff like that, I think I can tone this, change the color temperature. Is like... That's not better. It's like that right there. If we go... Sorry, I just gotta... If I tilt it this way, is that okay? Is that better if I go like this? Alright, there we go. Yeah, no, thanks. I always appreciate pointing it out, because I hate when it glares. I just have to turn the light, like, away from me now. Yeah. There we go. But yeah, the light is now facing directly me. It's tough, like... Again, once we get to the new space, we'll have more space for better lighting. But... yeah, no, it's something that I always like try and be conscious of. And it's the other thing is like not having a permanent setup is that I'm always moving the lights around. So eventually when I get it right, I forget about it sometimes. And so having a permanent setup, hopefully in like a month or so. I don't know, it just depends on when we get Ethernet in there. Alright, there we go. Easton Cowan on the premium prospects. Frank. Oh man, I just gotta tilt it. I gotta tilt everything this way. Cause what light is this? Is this from... Like, is this from this light? Like, hang on. I'm just gonna try something here. Where is the off switch? On the far side. Okay, so it's definitely this one. See, like... Ah! So I think if I just turn the brightness down... Maybe there. There we go. Yeah, and it's also just like I have to watch my wrist because if I go like this, it is... Yeah. Hang on. I just don't want it to be too dark, you know? Everything's so legible. All right, there we go. Thank you. Kairu and Quillen. Kemmel and Mueller. Snuggerud with a Dylan Duke. Ooh, we got a Copperheads of Mikko Rantanen with a Yanni Neiman. Yeah, these are thin. Yeah, these are 2 per case. So we have hit both of them. See, it's funny, without the light this way, though, these have more glare on them now because they have, like, the reflection from the camera. I don't know. Lighting's just so annoying sometimes with these cards. Full case is 16, yeah. I do like splitting this into 6 or 8 box breaks. Just because it's, like, 8 boxes enough that you get, you know, you should get a couple PMGs. You should get enough value if you have a good team, but then like you take away the risk of stuff. The 16 box though is just like, you know, some people just want their team for a full case, so. Kucherov and Braden Coots. Sorry, I need to move these down. Bedard on the Lethal Weapon and Robertson. By the way, some of the corners are a little bit iffy on this stuff, but that's just what it is. Schaefer on the Freshman Foundations for the Islanders. I also think eventually we're going to have a different camera angle. Like, we're going to have a more... I want a camera angle that's, like, more top-down, like, this way. But it's just... It's hard in a 9:16 environment, I find. Booyam, to get the right exact everything and show everything. Zuccarello and Osland. And Levshinov. And Mazer. And nice Schaefer. Outer Limits of Kopitar for the Kings, Cam Lund. For the Sharks, Championship Galaxy of Stone and Ryan Green for Chicago. Kudryavtsev autograph for the Canucks. Yeah, bad sound is like it's annoying. Again, it's the same thing. Like, I get annoyed when my mic peaks, because like I have all the filters set up for it, and it just for whatever reason doesn't work. Parker Ford. Zeke Booyam on the Fresh Foundations purple. 318. Because a lot of people put stuff in the secondary monitor and not fully watch it. Suzuki. Huberto and Sugard. Actually, like, when I started off doing YouTube way back in the day, it was, you use a GarageBand mic because it improves your mic quality so much. Yeah. It's wild what we can do now, right? Like, but yeah, like my microphone, I think, again, it's... The other thing is that, like, the stuff is all, like, 10 years old that I have at least now. So, if not older. And, like, yeah, the tech's still fine. It's just, like, there's better stuff now. I do miss some of the, like, CRTV, or, yeah, the CRT TVs. Like, the tube look a little bit. It's actually funny, like, in video gaming, how much that actually improves the graphic quality for those games. Like, if you try playing them on a modern TV. Oh, it's sick. One of the things that I'm trying to work on in my spare time, and it's like right now just concepting, is like trying to make a card game that's involving hockey cards. Kempe and Kamel. Hellebuyck on the Lethal Weapon and Perek. Brian Russ on the Championship Galaxy and Levshinov. Dalibir and Simashev. Kucherov and Gabe the Babe Perreault. But, yeah. Like, Topps Total Baseball back in... Oh, what year is that? Was that like 06? Back then, my friend pulled an autograph card, but I pulled like a really high-powered card in the game. And like, he wanted to trade me for it, and it's like... Looking back on it, I probably should have taken the autograph card, but man, having the high-powered card just won me so many games that it's just like, no, I want the card. I don't care about the autograph. It's funny. Nylander and Doc. Kyle Connor and another Schaefer. Yeah, a lot of these base rookies, a lot of metal in general has that bottom left corner ding to it this year. I'm just going to top load these later, but... Fresh Foundations autograph, Matthew Wood. That is a interesting autograph. Kudryavtsev rookie. Outer Limits gold. These look nice. It's a 99 of Kyle Connor for the Jets. 67 of 99. That's the second 6-7 card we've pulled in this break. Callahan. I think at least. McCarr and Weisblatt. I mean, I don't even know if it's entirely cursive. I think, I do think a lot of it is how much they're asked to sign to and like how much more job-like the NHL is. You know, like even compared to 30, 40 years ago, how much more, like even 15 years ago, really, how much training you have to do when you're like 12 years old type of thing, or that they're doing, which isn't entirely, I don't know, right, but you have to do it to make it to the NHL essentially, right? So Daniel Yurov and Finley. There we go. There's a retro for the Kings Ducks, a Troy Terry. These are cool. It's just the regular one, but I think if you asked them to sign a lot less, end up with it. Wait, he didn't have a single hit all year? Dang. Kindle on the rookie? That's impressive, honestly. Seneca, nice one there. Cagnoni. Circle button of Ovi with a Rinzel. And a Camlund with a Sabrango. Yeah. I mean, there's been some players that have had good autographs throughout the year. Fulton, do you remember Devontae Smith-Pelly stuff? Where he got caught stamping the cards? And that was a huge issue. It's actually why the 2011-12 it's 2011-12, I think. Contenders set is actually so hard to finish in the actual autographs because Panini had to like buy them all back because they weren't authentic. Yeah. But yeah. Because I know someone was trying to complete that set and it was nearly impossible for him to complete it because there were some redemptions that were live, but because he was a redemption, he didn't, like, not many of them, they just sent you the compensation instead. So Gensel and Matthew Wood. Robert Thomas and Seneca. Koivunen and Koivunen. So Sam Reinhart and Nikishin. Ryan Leonard and Duran. Yeah. I have a Topps Archive signature of the reproduction of his 70-71 card. I believe the OPC, the circle design. I think that's 71-72. And it's just such a beautiful card. Misa on the Fresh Foundation. Dalbeer. McKinnon and Leonard. Outer Limits of Seneca with Elias Pettersson. Nice. Demidov on the Fresh Foundations with a Misa rookie. That'd been a nice pack to get. Nice. Yeah, I have it somewhere, so I just don't know where now. Misa. I eventually need to go through my stuff and start selling it off, but Aiden Hill and Jacob Melanson. I actually bought cards for the first time in a long time at the last card show. I bought some baseball stuff just with players that I like growing up, and gonna try and create like my dream starting 9 type thing. And got my Carlos Delgado auto. I need to get a Roy Halladay auto at some point. Got a Justin Morneau. Like, just players that meant a lot starting growing up to me too will be the other part of that. But purple of Mark Stone, 2/349. I really don't like these cards. I don't think of portraits. Demidov rookie as well. We shouldn't actually, I think we shouldn't have a portraits in this half either, because I think we pulled the 2 per thing. Outer Limits of Tage. And then Rodrigue. I do have a old Platinum Portraits blue of Ken Griffey Jr., Jimmy Snuggerud, and Dylan Duke. Magnetic of Vejmelka. And Beckett Seneca rookie auto. That'll do. Ducks having a break. In the retro. Honestly, our rookie autos have been really good. I'm not a big Lev Chanel fan, but people like them, so. And an Oliver Moore. And there's 13 spots left in the full 16-box case break that will run after this. Let me put all the base cards away here. I am checking offers every once in a while, so. But, again, that is on the side. We'll be breaking that after. Any teams that don't sell by the end of this break, we'll be starting at $1, and what they end up at is what they end up at, but feel free to make offers on them, so. I think you'll like it. A little Seneca. All right, this would have been a box that I would have bought because it's got my lucky serial number. He's actually got a nice autograph. Like, it's a pretty easily identifiable thing. And, you know, you can tell some attention and thought and effort has been put into it. Same with, like, Lev Chanel. Brady Martin with a Oliver Moore. Alex Tuck with a Demi. And I'm not talking about Lovato. Yeah, it's okay. It's better than Schaefer's. Yanni Neiman and Rodrigue. Colton Dock and Elias Pettersson. And Lev Chanel on the rave review with the Michael Misa. I'd like to see them... Oh, it's weird. I feel like autographs are getting so bad to the point where they're actually going to start becoming less valued. But then again, I don't know. Maybe they'll do signing lessons. Could you imagine if a card company is just like, okay, we need to teach you how to sign cards. Roman Yossi and Ethan Frank. Perek and Quillen. Yanni Gord and Ty Mueller. Mitchkov and Dylan Duke. And Logan Thompson and Yanni Neiman. the good side. We should, in theory, have 2 PMGs. In theory. Well, here's one. Bo Horvat for the Islanders. Nice one. On the PMG red, it's at 47 of 100. Look, it's better than no PMG if you're the Islanders. Yeah, I mean, and they also, again, back when they, like, were growing up, there wasn't, like, you weren't going to the gym 24/7 to work on your skills type of thing. Booyum on that. The Lunar Cycle of McKinnon to 349. But yeah, I wish that they gave players a little bit more time. Oslin for the Sabres. Outer Limits of Green and Mazer. Outer Limits of Zibanejad and Braden Coots. And All Galactic Team of Cooley and a Matthew Robertson. Yeah. I mean, and again, like, you have to open up, what? It's 5 and 16. So, like, roughly 4 boxes to get a PMG. So, if you girl math it a little bit, if you hockey card math it a little bit, if your box price is $190 a box, you have to open up, let's say, 3.5 boxes on average. So, that's what? 190 times 3.5. That's spot price for a PMG. Because, like, they're tough to hit. I know when we started breaking a long time ago, there was someone that, like, this was 2019, or no, I guess it would have been 2020, 21. There was someone that complained about hitting in a SkyBox break 2 PMG reds for, I think they paid a total of like $120 for the spot. And it's like, or for the 2 spots. And it's like, you do realize that these are like, this is when they were really tough to pull too. Because I think they were like 2 or 3 per case back then. And it's like, you did really well. Like, yeah, they may not be the highest value guys because they weren't. But you did well. Parayko and Tolopilo. Quinn Hughes and Dickinson. Booyum and Koivunen. Brandon Saad for Chicago and Nikishin. And Sabrengo and Duran. Yeah. Yeah, so you have a 4 in, 150 chance. But, like, again, just to straight up buy, like, if you bought 4 boxes, on average, you'll get 1 PMG. And at, you know, at $200 a box, that's $800-ish. So you take away, what, $40? It's, yeah, so. Yeah, because there are points where it's worth pointing that out. Outer Limits of Sharon Govich and Ryan Leonard. Outer Limits of Stanky and Matthew Wood. Lunar Cycle of Ryan Strome and a Seneca base. Bobby McMahon for the Leafs. Well, it's not Easton Cowan, but it's at least a Leaf auto. I haven't really seen his autograph too often either. He's not bad. And then Jacob Melanson. Ooh, we got a red premium prospects. Brady Martin to 50 for Nashville. Nice. Nice one there. Yeah. Cowan or like Matthews. And Dalbeer. Dali. I think way back in the day, I actually had the like first group break checklist site. Especially for hockey cards, I definitely did. But I just didn't have the time to maintain it with university. It's kind of funny to think about, like all the stuff that like I did back then. Is like, man, I wish I kept with it. Olsen and Howard, but life gets busy. Jacob Slavin, that's a gold to 10. I mean, like that looks different. It was literally groupbreakchecklist.com at one point, or group break checklist something, not like WordPress or something. 2 of 10 on the Slavin. This was like 2011-ish, 2012. Because I also ran like a fantasy game for his Clubhouse breaks and back in the day, Rory Cairns. Like came up with that idea. Green and Dorwart were like, is like fantasy hockey, but for trading cards, which is kind of cool. Wyatt Johnson and Easton Cowan, base rookie there. And Matthew Robertson and Brady Martin. I think it was like group break checklist dot like something dot. Yeah, it was literally. I had it set up so it was you could filter by teams. I don't think it exists anymore. You could filter by teams. You could download the spreadsheet for each, or you could download a PDF for each individual team, or just like click on an image and it'd pop up. And then it had also the overall totals. I mean, yeah, I don't know what happened with Cardboard Connection. It's like they got bought out by venture capitalism, essentially, and then just like ran as a shell. But like Cardboard Connection was fun because they put the Easter egg content on there, and it was like collaboration thing. But yeah, they just disappeared in what 2023, 24, right? In the after kind of like 23, 24 Series 1 drop, they just stopped. And it was really frustrating because like I relied on them for Easter egg stuff. I actually I was keeping track of all the Easter egg stuff separately for Series 1, Series 2 on like Twitter back in the day. Olsen for the Sabres and Howard. Levshinov on the Planet Metal. Another PMG. Cairns. Kiefer Sherwood for the Canucks. Man, 3 of the Canucks players are no longer on the team. Kiefer Sherwood, though, for the Canucks. A little bit of a soft corner. Five of 100. That's not right, is it? Like, shouldn't that be a green? It was Ryan, either Ryan Cracknell or Tracy. Yeah. This makes me think that they didn't do the first 10 as greens. Yeah, so Sean, so how it worked in previous years, how it worked in previous years is that the greens were still 10. Like we pulled a green for our YouTube video, but then the reds would start numbering at 11. So like you couldn't have a red that's numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9 or 10. You'd have the first red would be 11. So, worth keeping an eye on, because that changes the calculations on how many boxes have PMGs and stuff. So, Kudryavtsev. Circle button of Fiala to 100. But yeah, like we pulled a green in for our YouTube video, so it's just weird. Callahan, Outer Limits of Sagan, and Weisblatt. Now I want to scour eBay. Because, like, maybe there aren't any from 91 to 100. But that's one of those things that I could see being missed. Will Cooley and a Matthew Schaefer. Purple of Chris Tanev on the Lunar Cycle to 349. 305 of 349. At least we don't have like PMGs and retro PMGs for every player. Oh, this is just a bonus card because there's a John Carlson and a Levchinov. Sam Rinzel and Simashev. And then Kopitar and Gabe Perreault. I'm just going to shrink this down. And Kyle Connor and Sam Rinzel. And I wish I had the game up, but I just don't on the side here. I also wouldn't be able to have the audio on. And I get too distracted. Cam Lunt with a Sabrango. Matt Boldy and Kamel. Lane Hudson on the Lethal Weapon with a Perek. Seneca with a Cagnoni. And Matthew Wood with a Colton Doc. What's up, Doc? A dozen players in the box. Nice. Sounds like a typical Philly game. All right, final box. So this should, in theory, be an autograph. Philly fans are probably loving it. And 13 teams left in the Pick Your Team. Like, final call to make your offers in, because I want to get moving on that break, but we will make sure it gets filled. So, all right. Here we go. Lunar Cycle's red to probably a 99. Yep. Of Tyler Toffoli for the Shorks. Shorks. I also think SkyBox is actually a pretty good random team break just because the nature of who hits the best card is actually somewhat random. Ryan Suzuki. Obviously, you want the better teams, but Doc and Snuggerud. Mark Stone and Jack Finley. So I'm trying to get the glare off. Lucas Raymond and Ben Kindle. Raymond on the Planet Metal. And autograph of Cam Lund for the Sharks with a Parker Ford rookie. Alright, so yeah, that's fine. Don't accept the offer. Okay. Alright, Ale, I'm just gonna straight up reject. Planet Metal, no. They're just like I'd say one in like 5 boxes. Stevenson for Washington and Ostland for the Sabres. Slavin for the Hurricanes. Mazer for the Red Wings. Oop, good save. Owen Power and Cam Lund. Chris Tanev and Ryan Green. And double autograph. Dylan Duke and Oliver Moore. And Aziz Bouillon. Huh, bonus hit. Yeah, they're solid, and like again, they got the vet set the PMGs with, so I honestly think SkyBox is one of those sets that they could move to like not every year type of thing and do like a dual rookie class. Toffoli and Quillen should just be base stuff to end the break here. Kamel and Mueller. Seth Jarvis and Braden Coots. Yurov and Matthew Robertson. And last pack here is a Easton Cowan Premium Prospects and an Ethan Frank rookie. So, all right, let's get to the recap. Oh, the Legends? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. It'd be tough to see when they bring that back, but all right. So just a recap of some of the Demidov and Schaefer stuff. So 2 fresh foundations and fresh foundation and 2 base of Demis, 3 base of Schaefers and a fresh foundations. Some of our higher numbered stuff. Tam to 349, McKinnon to 349, Kyle Connor to 99. Mark Stone to 349, and same with the Bouillon and Jarvis, all the purples to 349s. Slavin to 10 on the gold, Toffoli to 99, Fiala to 100, Brady Martin to 50, and then kind of like rave review of Perot and a Copperheads. These are 1 in 8 boxes of Rantanen. Autographs include Dylan Duke, Cam Lund, Bobby McMahon, Matthew Wood, and Kirill Kudryavtsev. Man, Kudryavtsev has a pretty cool autograph, actually. We hit a retro medal of Troy Terry, Lev Shinov auto. The 2 PMGs we had left were Kiefer Sherwood and Bo Horvat. And then the Sherwood is interesting. I just want to make sure I have a note of this. It's 5 of 100. And then Seneca is our hit of the break with the rookie autograph.